Hey, Roberta. I just wanted to reply to your email with a brief video because I guess I just want to show you kind of what I do on Blackboard. Um, and I think I share some of your frustrations that there are things that I can't always send to students. Uh, so let me just show you how I set up one of my Blackboard assignments. So this is for my African American Lit course. The students just turned a paper in yesterday. And so if I click on this, um, one thing I've noticed that's new about Blackboard that it does seem to be, and maybe this has something to do with the way I set up the assignment, but it does seem to be allowing me to include more of these functions where I can like make a comment down here and just comment on their essay this way, like, great topic sentence or something like that, and save the comment. In the past, again, this feature seems kind of new to me, but I also understand what you're saying, that sometimes it seems like students might, maybe this student posted a Word doc, but somebody else might post a PDF or a yeah, they always post pages documents, which drives me nuts because I can't even open those half of the time. But if you go, let's see, if I go back to where the actual assignment is, and one thing you can do when you set up the assignment, let's see, I had this due in week 5, is I think you can regulate the kinds of submissions. So if I want to edit this assignment that I created, if you scroll down and go to let's see, I always check for safe assign. I always do unlimited attempts because sometimes students will post the wrong thing. Oh, maybe it's not here. Shoot. Yeah, I guess I thought there was a way that you could create, make it so they have to upload a Word document. But while we're in here, the other thing I wanted to mention is that, I in the past when I teach this course in person, I always give students back a rubric. Like, yeah, I like to write all over the papers, and then I give them a rubric back that I filled out like physically. And it looks, let me can show that to you here. Sorry. God. Here we go. So yeah, this is like the rubric I would use for this this particular essay, which is just a close reading essay. They're not doing any research per se, even though it says research essay. But if you think about each one of these blocks being worth 25%, if they're like in this column, they're in the A range. If they're in this column, they're in the B range, C and D to F down here. But you can also, on Blackboard, you can also basically reproduce these rubrics to just make the grading go more quickly for you, so you don't have to be printing things out. And so let me see if I can show you how to do that. If we go back here to my Blackboard page, if you click down here, again, this is where you're setting up the assignment or entering the assignment. So I have all the information about the assignment here, the prompts, how many points it's worth, when the due date is. But then if you click add rubric, you can either create a new one or just create from existing. And if you create a new one, you're essentially building that the columns that I showed you on my Word document there, where you can add a column. So if you want this to be like a close reading essay, and then so yeah, this is just set up a little slightly backwards, I guess, and it only has three columns. But you could change these so they say A, B, C, and D. So instead of novice, it's like poor, or whatever you want to call it. But then what you can do is, if I go back here again, so this is backwards, so maybe the poor, if I want to change this to how it looks on mine, it says formatting, formatting, or I'm sorry, focus and argument. And then in here, I post, the criteria that I listed in my Word document. And then basically, once you fill this all out and create it, then every time you grade an assignment, it's going to allow you to just click in one of these boxes, and it'll kind of do some of that. I think it'll save you some time in terms of giving quality feedback. So yeah, so I hope this is helpful. Again, in terms of what to do about the students submitting different kinds of submissions, you might just want to just insist that they're using a Word document. Again, I feel that like I'm getting lucky in this round of essays that I just got, because all of these essays have been pretty much across the board have been formatted in the exact same way. So part of again, I noticed this was submitted as a PDF over here, but it's giving me access to all of these tools, which again hasn't been the case in the past for me when I've used Blackboard. But what I've been doing is sort of leaving small comments here in the margins, like maybe one comment a paragraph, and then I'll type up a little note at the end right here in this comment section, and then enter their grade and then hit submit. So yeah, so what I will say, I don't know if Lori will say something different, but in terms, like, with everything going on this semester, the fact that we're online, I feel like I'm trying to address the grammar thing kind of upfront by telling students about Grammarly and encouraging them to run their essays through Grammarly before you submit them, so that it'll try to catch as many grammatical errors as possible. Just because I am not, I'll be honest, I'm not spending the time going through the essay and making every little grammatical correction, because I don't feel like I have enough time to do what you're doing, which is, printing them out, making the corrections, scanning them, sending them back to students. Because honestly, I don't think students are looking at that, and I also just think, like, I don't have the time. Like, our classes are bigger this semester. We're all, this technology thing is an adjustment for everybody. And so I guess I would encourage you to try to limit your time. Again, I know you're also getting the adjunct rate, so I certainly don't want you to, be spending more time on this than you need to be. So I hope this is helpful in some sense. I don't know if I'm just telling you stuff you already know, in which case I apologize, but I did just want to respond in a way that I could kind of show you, I guess, what I've been doing. So enjoy. Let me know if you have any other questions or concerns. Thanks.